Following fixed TF2's success, the purge of bots from casual servers and the freedom that has been brought since caused the community to largely settle down, now that TF2 is finally in a playable state. The burden of having to search game after game for a server that wasn't infested with bots made playing the game impossible, and it was our commitment to the cause that has brought attention to Valve as they ultimately took action. All is well that ends well, right? Well, just like us, a part of the player base has been dealing with an issue that's just as great, if not greater, specifically to them. Free-to-play players, or F2Ps for short, cannot talk in official matchmaking. And here's why. Since the 16th of June 2020, Valve restricted certain new accounts, aka all F2P accounts, from using text chat, voice chat, and voice commands in official matchmaking. And yes, that includes the most basic function of the game, calling for medic. This choice was a right one at the time, since bot hosters were spamming text and voice chats in many matches, often posting profane content or playing extremely loud music whilst the bots were causing havoc in games. This change unfortunately still didn't stop bot hosters from acquiring accounts with the premium status, meaning that the account has made a purchase within the Manco store, allowing it to access all communication channels within the game. Given that bot hosters found a way around it almost instantly, it would have only made sense that Valve either reverted the change instantly, or only after a system that unallowed cheaters to enter was made. So, back to the present. For 8 months now since the ban wave happened, no such change took place. Katami, the guy who managed to get his hands on a strip from the 7th TF2 comic last year, has finally had enough and initiated the Unmute F2Ps movement. We have just a single goal, and that is allowing F2P accounts to take part in the game as any other player, no matter if they bought anything in-game or not. To get the message through, we've adopted a format of an open letter to raise awareness both in the community and at Valve, pointing out why it is simply unfair for players who decided not to engage financially with what is a free-to-play game to be limited in a way that hinders their ability to enjoy the game. To show that there are people who want this to change, we've opened a signature list which will be sent to Valve alongside the open letter pinpointing why it is wrong for Valve to keep this system in place. You can sign it right now and join in on the mission of saving F2Ps from being banished and forgotten in the grand scheme of things. Please, read the letter. The link is in the description alongside the link to the signature list. The date is April 3rd of this year. You've got time to sign underneath the open letter until that date. We'd be more than happy to welcome you on the list alongside many influential community figures. What is our goal? It's pretty straightforward. Make Valve unmute F2Ps globally. That's it. This simple request could go a long way if we stress the importance of why unmuting F2Ps is worth it. In the next part, I'd like to tell you as to why I think unmuting F2Ps is worth it, but beforehand, I'd also like to recommend 2 videos made about the topic, one by Lonkador and the other one by Military Snake. Please give them a watch if you're curious as to what their opinions are regarding the subject. Why do I want F2Ps to be unmuted? See, most of my playtime in TF2 has been spent alone, playing games by myself. Initially, I have had a lot of fun with that, but over time I felt more and more lonely playing just by myself. This feeling pushed me to try and interact more with the people I met in-game. Thanks to that, I've met so many great people over the span of almost 10 years that I have been playing this game. Had so many fun times with strangers I never got to meet again. Talked about the most inconsequential things, about heavy topics, about how my day went, listened to others share their peace of mind. And none of that would have been possible if I didn't have access to chatting within the game. Do you get me? Socializing is the staple of TF2. Laughing about a funny ragdoll, making mediocre jokes, going on tangents about stuff. None of that is possible for people who don't want to or can't financially engage with the game. It's important to let people speak, especially since Valve doesn't restrict other F2Ps in their titles from talking if they don't pay up. That's just unfair. Anyhow, I want to keep this video short and sweet. I feel obliged to take part in all of this because the topic of unmuting F2Ps has been on my mind on and off for years, but I kept forgetting about it because there were bigger issues at hand, like bots all over TF2. It's about time we break this cycle and stop forgetting about F2Ps and their struggle to even have an ability to speak up. Because unfortunately, if we don't speak for them, they won't be able to speak up for themselves. And to finish this up, even though this isn't a petition, I finally feel free to leave you with this message.
Look, just sign the stupid petition. I've got stuff to do.
Peace, and hope to see you soon.